So, today, basically, I come across a video that I've come across loads of times, and it's this girl. I don't know how old she is. She's obviously American. She's got an American accent. She starts talking about America. She says a few things. She says something about planets. She says something about the America being in the middle and England being Mercury. She says something about being a language barrier between America and England. Now, we all know America and England use the exact same language, or what appears to be the exact same language. Now, if you ask any... but tell you what, I'll play a clip of the video that I'm talking about, and then you can see for yourself, and some people get triggered by this. I personally think it's a troll. Anyway, so she says what she says.
So I was chatting on AIM with this guy. Supposedly he was from England, and I speak fluent American, so there's a bit of a language barrier.
So she says there's a bit of a language barrier. Now, we're going to think, yeah, but that's not possible. How can you have a language barrier between someone from England and somebody who's from America? I think you can. If somebody's youngish, I don't know, 13, 15, whatever, they've never spoke to an English person before, for whatever reason, then you might, there's not a language barrier, there might be phrases that you haven't heard of before, or the currency in England, for example, is pound, it's pound sterling. So we say £50 or £100. In America, pounds is a measurement of how much you weigh, is a measurement of how much the barbell in the gym might weigh. I think it's similar to kilogram. I think it's not weight, I think it's mass. I'll have to check for you. So I checked for you. Pound is mass. Apparently, according to Google, if you ask the question, is pound a force? It says basically 1 pound mass exerts 1 pound force due to gravity. No, however, unlike other force systems, it is not equal to mass unit multiplied by the acceleration unit. Use Newton's second law, F equals ma, which requires another factor g, usually taken to be 32.141749 lb. So it is mass, but it's a little bit different to usual forces, as in you can't really work it out using F equals ma. Anyway, so she says pounds. So pounds in England is currency, it's money, and over there it's dollars. So she goes pounds. I'm not sure why that's a thing. She comes to the conclusion of, well, I'll show you what she comes to the conclusion of.
But he knew really good English. Ow! Stop biting my toe. So I was talking to him about like this game I wanted, because I was hoping he'd buy it for me, and it was The Sims 3 Generations, and I really wanted that expansion pack for my Sims game, and he said supposedly he wanted it too, and I'm like, well, why don't you get it? And he's like, because it's too much. I'm like, well, how much is it? He's like, it's £15. So apparently there's a bit of a language barrier there, because I asked him how much it costs, not how much it weighs. So bit of a language barrier. We went over that jump. Why does it weigh so much? That's what's confusing to me. Like, does it have to do with where England is located? Like, is it because it's like, I don't even know. Because like, maybe it's like really close to Jupiter. So like, if you know the solar system, America is like in the middle, and England is like it's the closest to the sun, I think.
So first of all, she says Jupiter is, she assumes Jupiter is closest to the sun. If you look at a map of the solar system, it's not. But that's not what I'm getting at here. She basically says that England is the closest planet to the sun. Now, anybody who's done a little bit of geography or has grown up in the world, you kind of know that literally anybody who has gone to school knows that England and America are on the same planet. They're all on Earth. That's why I think this is a troll, because it's not. For me, I kind of find it impossible that she doesn't get that. So that's the kind of first indication of the troll. But here's the interesting bit. So she says that it's the closest to the sun. She says that England is the closest planet to the sun, which is Mercury. Now, here's the interesting bit. And she says, so I don't know if pounds are really light in Britain. Now, a pound to the kilogram, so 15 pounds in kilograms is 6 kilograms. So 15 pounds, so that's the mass of an object is 15 pounds, right? Okay, so that's 6 kilograms. And, if a woman give birth to a 6.8 kilogram baby, you'd be like, wow, that's heavy. Relatively heavy. Here's the other thing, though. So Mercury, she kind of gets it a little bit the wrong way around. The next thing, she kind of gets a little bit wrong way around. So she says that it's the closest planet to the sun, which we know, or if you might have forgotten, like I didn't remember everything. So Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. If you know anything about gravity, you can calculate a few things. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system, but it is dense. Because Mercury is so small, it's really dense, okay? It has little gravity. If you weighed 68 kilograms on Earth, for example, you would weigh 25.7 kilograms on Mercury. And the reason is because it's really small, it's really dense, you're really close to the center of the planet, so you weigh less, effectively. Your mass is still the same. It's constant because it's your mass, it's how much you are made of, it's the atoms that you're made of. But your weight effectively is different because of how the gravity is on that planet. I'm not going to go into how gravity is because you need a fair understanding of some Einstein's field equations for a real in-depth understanding of planetary gravity. But if you do want to learn a little bit about gravity, I recommend going and looking at a link in the description. I'll put a link in the description down to either a video that somebody's made. I'll put a link for a mathematical video which I really like, and I'll put a link for a non-mathematical video which just explains it. And also I'll put the Newton's equation and what the different terms in the equation or the formula means. So Newton's formula is F equals gm times by mass of object 1 times by mass of object 2 divided by the radius squared, or r squared. No, it's not, is it? I'll definitely make sure down in the description for you, but it is r squared. Anyway, thanks very much for watching and listening. This was a sort of scientific look at a trolley video, and why maybe if this girl got a little bit of education, a little bit of insight into planetary sort of planetary physics and gravity, and maybe that little bit of a spark of interest could really show. And this has been a sciencey video. How peculiar. But yeah, so that was nice. Thanks very much for listening, and goodbye.
So maybe there's a possibility that there's a difference in like gravity or something. So like 15 pounds is actually really light in England. It's just so confusing. I'm not good with planets, but I think that might be it. Alright, bye everyone!